And welcome back. Well, veterans who serve our country are entitled to many assistance programs from the government, but sometimes they're denied the helpful benefits, and the appeal processes can be long and difficult.
Here now to help military vets get what they deserve is Jim Brzezinski. He's an attorney partner with Tabak Law. Great to see you.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yeah, and one of the things I want to mention just right away is that people, I think, often wonder, do I have a case? Could I actually win? Is this a problem that's worth having an attorney look at? And you do a risk-free, no obligation case evaluation. And one of the things I was impressed with during the commercial break is that you'll do this, and if it's really easy, you sometimes just point people in the right direction of where to go to ask for help, right?
Yeah, that is correct. There's quite a few free resources out there for veterans to help them file initial claims and that sort of thing. And if the case is something that all they really need to do is file a claim, I'm not going to get involved. I'm going to send them to one of these free resources who can help them do that, and they can get it done no cost and get the benefits they deserve that way.
But there is lots of red tape, right? And oftentimes people have a tough time dealing with the VA, and it can be time consuming and confusing. So how do you help people in that situation where they really do need help navigating?
Well, the cases we take are generally when someone's been denied their benefits. And what people don't really realize is that the law surrounding these benefits is very complicated. It can sometimes take actually an opinion from an expert to get these benefits awarded to the veterans. And quite frankly, a lot of the veterans don't know where to get these expert opinions, or don't have the money to pay for these experts to give their opinions. And that's where we can come in and help them to get what's needed to get the claim approved.
Well, you in particular, because you actually worked at the VA where you were responsible for making decisions, so you know what's needed, you know what people need, you know what the VA is actually looking for.
That's exactly right. I worked there, I was writing these decisions, and I think it gives me a unique insight into what is needed to get these claims approved.
And when we're talking about these claims and the benefits that people can have, these checks that a potential veteran is, rightly deserved can be anywhere from a couple $100s per month up to $8,000 a month?
That is correct. In some of the most severe cases where a person is unable to take care of themselves because of their service-connected disability, they can get up to $8,000 a month to help. And also, that doesn't include things such as the health care that they need, or modifications to their home, for example, putting in wheelchair ramps. That's, on top of that money, the VA can pay for things like that too.
One of the areas that you specialize in and have had a lot of success is with PTSD as well as unemployability claims. So that's an area where people, if they have a problem with that, if that's an issue for them, they might especially want to consult with you. Yeah,
and those claims, they're interesting. They can be extremely complicated. And the thing I like about them is generally the people with PTSD claims or unemployability claims, they're some of the people who need the benefits the most.
Right.
If you can't work, how are you going to afford a place to live even? I've had multiple cases where we finally fought and won these cases, and it was the difference between living in a homeless shelter and having their own place.
Right. I mean, that's just, I think, heartbreaking to a lot of people to hear, that kind of snowball effect, how all these things are related and really the help that's needed. And the cases that you do often are on contingency fees, right? There's no pay. You don't pay you unless you win.
That is right. And it's not often. It's always a contingency fee. We never would charge a fee unless we can take the case and get some sort of benefit for the veteran.
Well, and one key here that I want to point out, you are accredited by the VA, and attorneys have to be accredited by the Veterans Administration in order to even be able to handle these claims, right? So people have the assurance that you have that accreditation. That's
exactly right, and there really aren't that many attorneys around that are accredited, at least in the Milwaukee area. Which is, something that makes our firm kind of unique, and it can be difficult for veterans to find help, quite frankly, and I'm happy to do it.
So what are, before we give the information for how people can connect with you, what are typical disability claims that you'd like to see someone contact you about?
Well, as we had mentioned before, the mental health claims, unemployability, and what I mean by unemployability is, when you have a disability that is keeping you from being able to work. So the VA may say it's only a 20% disability, but it's keeping you from being able to work.
Because maybe you're in pain.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, you might have restrictions. And if those restrictions keep you from being able to work, you can actually get it bumped up to 100% disability without actually being rated at 100%.
Wow. I think that's great.
Yeah, and all things that you can look at Tabak Law. We want to make sure that you know that you can get a risk-free, no-obligation case evaluation. The attorneys with Tabak Law can even come to you to make it more convenient for you. Their office is located on North Green Bay Avenue. To call them, phone 414-351-4400 or go to tabakattorneys.com. Great to see you, Jim.
Yeah.
Thank
Great.
you so
Thank
much.
you so much.